Hey, welcome back. This is Shah. I wanted to talk about the Jason Momoa divorce that happened recently. And I think it's important to bring up because, in my opinion, this is an example of a divorce that was relatively peaceful. And I think we got to give some credit to his now ex wife, Lisa Bonet, for handling the divorce with such grace. Especially in the atmosphere that we live in, there's always high profile divorces where, with really high child support amounts, really high alimony support amounts. And I wanted to go over this because I don't think many creators are going to. And I did see some of them that were portraying it in a negative light, but when you actually look at the details of the divorce, I think Lisa Bonet actually handled herself well, and that Jason Momoa is actually really lucky. So let's go and just look at this together. Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet's divorce granted just one day after filing. People obtained court documents filed in the Superior Court of California on Tuesday confirming the dissolution of the former couple's marriage. This comes after Bonet, 56, filed for divorce on Monday. The Aquaman star, 44, and The Cosby Show alum had seemingly worked out the terms of their divorce prior to the filing. So that's interesting. It points out that it was done in one day. As a quick aside, I remember, when I worked at the child support office here in Sacramento, across the street was the Superior Court where the divorces and everything gets filed. And when you walk in there, it's William Ridgway Courthouse. Right there by the metal detectors, like right past that, if you look to your left, you'll see a sign that says home of the original one-day divorce. And back when I worked there, I never really understood why it said that. I was like, why would they talk about a divorce as if it's like a Big Mac or a Whopper, And then later on, I learned that no-fault divorce was actually first passed in Sacramento, California in 1969. So it's something, I guess, that Sacramento's proud of because they are able to facilitate divorces so fast as opposed to the lengthy and more cumbersome at-fault divorce. According to their marital settlement agreement, or MSA, they each are fully satisfied with regard to the disclosures provided, and they are sufficiently knowledgeable about the terms of the MSA, the value of the assets divided between them, and the incomes of each of them. The pair, who tied the knot on October 7, 2017, shares two kids, daughter Lola and son Nakoa Wolf. Bonet is also mom to actress Zoe Kravitz with ex-husband Lenny Kravitz. Per Momoa and Bonet's MSA, each parent has been awarded joint legal custody of Lola and Nakoa Wolf, who are minors. They will both be equally responsible for their children's health, education, and welfare. At this time, no child support agreement has been put in place. So that's the first thing. I mean, it looks like custody is fine. It does say joint legal custody, and typically custody orders, from what I've seen, will say legal and physical custody. So since it just says joint legal custody, that really pertains more to making decisions about the children's welfare. But we're not really getting a clue here as to what the actual physical custody looks like. And it could be that there is no physical custody agreement because they might just be peacefully, exchanging the children between households without much issue. Also, seeing that there's no child support in place, to me, is a massive green flag here. The Game of Thrones alum and the A Different World actress shall share the living expenses of their two children. If one parent decides to travel with the kids, that party shall be responsible for the children's expenses for such trips. So that seems pretty fair to me. Listen, if you want to take the kids to Hawaii or wherever, just you handle the payments for that, and that's cool. Momoa and Bonet have also waived the right to seek spousal support from one another. Such waiver of support is permanent and final, and no court anywhere ever shall have the power or jurisdiction to award spousal support in favor of either party, their MSA states. That part's very important, and that last sentence I read is some very specific legalese. So back when I worked at the child support office, I had to read through a lot of divorce orders because generally we were modifying into an existing judgment to create a child support amount. That was some pretty standard legalese I'd always see. So for couples who were pretty, divorcing rather friendly or amiably or whatever word you want to use there, they would usually say that they waive, the right to seek spousal support. And then the next line in, the court would usually add that the court itself is terminating jurisdiction to even award child support. And the reason that's important is because it's basically saying, if you agree to this and this becomes a judgment once it's filed and signed with the court here, you can't come back later and ask us to modify to add an alimony amount. So alimony's out of the picture. To me, that's a huge plus for Jason. You know, my guess is he's the one that's making more money here, and I'm just going off of the career. I think he's starring in more things. You know, his career is still pretty high up there. His wife, Lisa, she's, you know, was an actress in her own right, but it seems like maybe she's not as active anymore. So probably his income is higher, at least currently. So she probably could have gotten alimony, and I think it says a lot that she decided to waive that. As for child support's a little different. You know, you can't just waive away child support. You can't have a prenup that says there'll never be child support. And the reason is because the state looks at child support different from spousal since it's concerning minors. So, I mean, you know, it's possible that we might see, you know, a year from now, Lisa might return to the court and says that I want a child support order now. And she'd be able to ask for one and have it modified. However, I don't think that's going to be the case because the kids are 15 and 16. There's only a few more years left. Everything else seems relatively, you know, peaceful between them, and I think it's highly unlikely. So I just wanted to point this out because, in my opinion, this is like a freaking gold star level divorce. If I had to get a divorce in this country, I could only hope and pray it can go this smoothly. I mean, they both waive spousal support. He doesn't have to worry about that. And there's no child support. And custody seems to be not that much of an issue between them. I mean, what else can you ask for? So I got to give Lisa Bonet, his now ex-wife, a lot of credit here for handling herself so gracefully through this divorce. And I think Jason Momoa picked a really good person. I mean, the reason I say that, I mean, you know, okay, they had 2 kids together. They're getting divorced. That's unfortunate. You know, I'm not going to sit here and sell that as something happy, but hey, you know what I mean? Like she treated him well. She treated him well, and she's not coming after him to like purposely try to hurt him or use the courts against him. So anyways, if you made it this far, hit the like button, hit the comment button, and leave a comment down below. And hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think. We'll see you on the next one. Yeah, and here's my cat. She's so cute. Let me just get her some airtime. That way when I'm at work or something and far away, I can be like, oh, that's my cat. So she's new. All right. We'll see you.